Rustic Mexican backyard garden ideas for a lush oasis. Transforming a backyard into a rustic Mexican garden oasis is about creating a living sanctuary that celebrates culture, tradition, and the beauty of natural imperfection. This design approach takes inspiration from rural courtyards, hacienda patios, and countryside gardens, where every detail feels intentional yet organic, layered with history and authenticity. The garden becomes more than an outdoor space. It evolves into an atmosphere, a retreat that feels both grounded and timeless. At the heart of this style is a seamless connection with the land. Pathways of stone or brick weave gently through the greenery, never rigid but always inviting exploration. They guide the eye and the body toward places of rest, perhaps a shaded bench under a pergola or a fountain at the center of the courtyard. These paths are not sterile, polished walkways. They appear worn, softened by years of use, blending effortlessly into their surroundings. They give the impression that they have always belonged and always will. Materials form the foundation of authenticity. Terracotta pots in warm, earthy tones cluster around corners and walls. Talavera tiles, with their vibrant hand-painted designs, punctuate the scene with flashes of cobalt blue, sunflower yellow, and emerald green. Adobe walls rise in muted ochres, their textured surfaces catching sunlight differently throughout the day. Heavy wooden beams frame gates, arches, and pergolas, their weathered surfaces a testament to age and endurance. Everything speaks of craftsmanship, of hands that shaped rather than machines that manufactured. Color defines the soul of the rustic Mexican garden. Unlike minimalist gardens that limit their palette, this style embraces vibrancy. The reds of sun-baked clay, the deep blues of the sky and sea, the golden glow of ochre walls, and the fiery oranges of sunset tones all come alive here. Against these bold shades, greenery thrives with contrast. The effect is not overwhelming but celebratory, a visual symphony that honors life and energy. The plants chosen for this design are resilient, expressive, and deeply tied to the Mexican landscape. Bougainvillea spills over stucco walls in cascades of fuchsia, crimson, or purple. Agaves anchor garden beds with their dramatic, sculptural leaves. Succulents and aloes fill gaps with quiet beauty, thriving with little care once established. Marigolds brighten borders with golden warmth, while towering cacti provide both form and presence, their spines catching light as dusk falls. Each plant is chosen not only for beauty, but also for endurance, reflecting the spirit of the environment. Water plays a transformative role, cooling the air and soothing the senses. A fountain becomes the heart of the garden, whether tiled with colorful patterns or carved from raw stone. Its sound is gentle, melodic, a rhythm that slows time and centers the mind. It symbolizes harmony and renewal, echoing the tranquil pace of rural living. Surrounded by plants and stone, the fountain becomes both centerpiece and sanctuary, drawing people toward it almost instinctively. Furniture strengthens the garden's role as a gathering space. Sturdy wooden tables host family meals, wrought iron chairs with mosaic details invite conversation, and weathered benches beneath arches offer places for rest. Textiles, striped blankets, embroidered cushions, or floral patterned throws soften the hard edges and add warmth. Hammocks strung between beams or trees invite leisure, their gentle sway embodying the art of relaxation. Each piece feels both useful and inviting, never decorative for its own sake, but always adding to the lived-in comfort of the space. As night falls, lighting extends the garden's charm. Wrought iron lanterns glow softly along walls, their light flickering across textured surfaces. Strings of bulbs stretch overhead, marking pathways and dining areas with festive sparkle. Candles and glass jars flicker at table centers, adding intimacy and warmth. This interplay of light and shadow transforms the garden after dusk, making it feel alive with subtle movement and magic. What makes the rustic Mexican garden unique is its embrace of imperfection. A chipped clay pot, a gate with peeling paint, a mismatched cluster of ceramics, each element adds to the story. The style celebrates the handmade, the weathered, and the repurposed. It is not about perfection, but about authenticity, creating a space where history and nature coexist with ease. The result is a sanctuary of color, texture, and soul, a backyard oasis that feels timeless and endlessly inviting. The rustic Mexican garden oasis expands beyond simple decoration into a philosophy of living. It is a place where culture and lifestyle meet, where outdoor areas are designed not only for beauty, but also for connection and experience. Every element, from walls to walkways, from flowers to furnishings, tells a story of tradition, resilience, and community. This is not a fleeting trend, but a design language with deep roots, constantly evolving while staying true to its essence. Architecture plays a vital role in shaping the garden's character. Adobe walls, textured and earthy, create a sense of enclosure while blending seamlessly into the landscape. Courtyards framed by these walls become outdoor living rooms, spaces where the boundaries between inside and outside blur. Archways and wooden doors provide transitions, inviting discovery as one moves from one garden room to another. These structures, though simple, carry an enduring presence that grounds the space in history and culture. Textiles and artisan crafts add a layer of softness and identity. Brightly striped blankets, hand-woven rugs, embroidered cushions, and tapestries with folk motifs transform functional furniture into vibrant statements. These pieces are not chosen at random, but are carefully curated to reflect regional artistry and cultural pride. Draped casually across a bench, spread beneath a table, or hung from a pergola, they infuse warmth and color while reminding visitors of the human hands behind their creation. The plant palette reflects both tradition and modern sustainability. Drought-tolerant species like agaves, aloes, and succulents demonstrate a forward-looking approach to gardening in dry climates. They require minimal maintenance and thrive in challenging conditions, aligning perfectly with contemporary concerns about water conservation. At the same time, flowering plants like bougainvillea, Mexican marigolds, and hibiscus provide the bursts of seasonal color that have defined Mexican gardens for centuries. The mix of old and new ensures both visual richness and ecological responsibility. Water features continue to serve as focal points, but in modern adaptations, they take on new forms. While traditional tiled fountains remain iconic, newer designs incorporate minimalist stone basins or wall-mounted spouts that maintain the calming sound of water without overwhelming smaller spaces. Some homeowners even integrate sustainable systems, such as recycled water or rainwater catchment, merging heritage with innovation. The goal remains the same: to introduce movement, sound, and refreshment into the garden, enhancing both its sensory and ecological value. Lighting design reflects a similar blend of old and new. Lanterns and candles maintain their timeless charm, casting warm, intimate glows, while solar-powered fixtures provide a practical, environmentally conscious alternative. Pathways lined with small ground lights and patios lit with hanging bulbs create a balance of tradition and progress. Light here is never harsh. It is gentle, atmospheric, designed to highlight textures, create mood, and extend the usability of the garden into the evening hours. Furniture continues to emphasize durability and comfort. Heavy wooden tables still serve as anchors for gatherings, but contemporary designers often reimagine them with cleaner lines or reclaimed materials, marrying rustic charm with modern sensibilities. Iron chairs and benches retain their ornamental qualities, yet are paired with cushions and fabrics that reflect current trends in color and texture. Hammocks remain a staple, but now come in designs that fuse traditional weaving techniques with contemporary palettes, proving that cultural heritage can adapt without losing its soul. The rustic Mexican garden also celebrates storytelling through detail. Garden gates made from repurposed wood, pottery sourced from local artisans, or mosaic tiles with symbolic patterns all become part of a larger narrative. Each object has meaning, whether it represents family heritage, a regional tradition, or a simple expression of creativity. Visitors are not merely entering a garden, they are stepping into a curated environment where every element contributes to a broader identity. This approach resonates strongly with modern design trends, that value sustainability, authenticity, and emotional connection. In a world increasingly dominated by digital experiences and mass production, people are turning to spaces that feel real, rooted, and handmade. The Rustic Mexican Garden answers this call by embracing imperfection, celebrating craftsmanship, and inviting nature to thrive freely. It aligns with global movements towards slow living, biophilic design, and sustainable architecture, while still maintaining its distinct cultural flavor. The garden becomes not only a personal retreat, but also a social hub. Long wooden tables shaded by pergolas encourage communal meals, echoing the Mexican tradition of hospitality and celebration. Fire pits or outdoor ovens extend the usability of the space into cooler nights, transforming the garden into a year-round destination for family and friends. Music, laughter, and conversation fill the air, reinforcing the idea that the garden is not static, but alive with interaction. Through these evolving expressions, the Rustic Mexican Garden proves itself timeless, yet adaptable. It honors its roots in history while embracing modern needs and environmental awareness. It is a design language that does not age but matures, deepening in character and resonance over time. As trends shift and fade, this style remains relevant because it is not about fashion but about meaning, culture, and the enduring human desire to live beautifully within nature. Toward the future, the Rustic Mexican Garden Oasis continues to evolve as both a design statement and a cultural expression. While its roots are firmly anchored in tradition, its adaptability makes it relevant for contemporary lifestyles and tomorrow's architectural visions. This blend of heritage and innovation positions it as a timeless model of outdoor living, one that balances aesthetic beauty with ecological consciousness and social connectivity. Sustainability stands at the forefront of modern garden design, and the rustic Mexican style lends itself naturally to these priorities. The use of drought-tolerant plants, recycled materials, and local craftsmanship minimizes environmental impact while maximizing authenticity. Gardens are no longer seen simply as decorative, but as integral parts of sustainable living systems. Rainwater collection integrated into fountains, compost areas discreetly placed within the landscape, and the careful selection of native species all contribute to creating ecosystems that support biodiversity while remaining visually compelling. Trends in architectural design emphasize fluidity between interior and exterior spaces, and the rustic Mexican garden embodies this concept with grace. Wide doorways opening onto courtyards, shaded verandas that act as transitional zones, and open-air dining areas blur the boundaries of home. The outdoor garden is not an afterthought, but an extension of the living environment, offering spaces for relaxation, work, and social gatherings. As modern homes prioritize wellness and lifestyle integration, the rustic Mexican garden continues to serve as both a physical and emotional extension of the household. Technology also finds its way into these gardens, subtly enhancing rather than overwhelming. Smart lighting systems allow pathways and patios to glow softly at night while conserving energy. Irrigation systems adapt to weather patterns, ensuring plants receive exactly what they need without excess. Outdoor sound systems hidden among plants bring gentle music to evening gatherings, blending seamlessly with the natural soundscape of fountains and breezes. The future of this design style embraces technology not as a replacement for authenticity, but as a tool to amplify comfort, efficiency, and sustainability. The cultural richness of the rustic Mexican garden makes it a lasting trend, yet its aesthetics are increasingly influencing global design. Architects and landscape designers around the world borrow elements, Talavera tiles, adobe textures, or vibrant bougainvillea displays, to infuse projects with warmth and personality. This cross-cultural influence demonstrates the universality of the style's appeal. It is not limited to Mexico, but resonates wherever people seek authenticity, beauty, and connection with the natural world. Future trends also highlight personalization and storytelling, and the rustic Mexican garden is naturally aligned with this direction. No two gardens are identical, because each one reflects its creator's choices, heritage, and memories. A collection of mismatched ceramic pots tells a tale of travels and artisans discovered along the way. A reclaimed wooden door becomes both entrance and heirloom, linking past generations to the present. A fountain designed with hand-painted tiles becomes the focal point of family gatherings, carrying emotional meaning beyond its functional role. This individuality ensures that every rustic Mexican garden feels deeply personal, never generic. As climate concerns and urbanization intensify, people are rediscovering the value of outdoor sanctuaries. Even in compact city spaces, elements of the rustic Mexican garden can be adapted. Rooftop terraces with clay pots of succulents, small balconies decorated with woven textiles, and courtyards enlivened by colorful tiles bring the spirit of the style into urban life. The adaptability of its principles, embracing imperfection, celebrating craftsmanship, honoring natural textures, means it can thrive in both sprawling suburban yards and compact metropolitan homes. Looking further into the future, the rustic Mexican garden is likely to expand its role as a stage for cultural fusion. Designers may integrate influences from other traditions while keeping the essence intact. Terracotta pots alongside minimalist furniture, Mexican marigolds beside Japanese maples, adobe walls combined with contemporary glass features. This dialogue between old and new, between local and global, ensures continued relevance while respecting its foundation and heritage. The emotional experience of the rustic Mexican garden is perhaps its most enduring quality. It does not merely provide visual appeal, but creates an atmosphere of warmth, intimacy, and serenity. It celebrates imperfection as beauty, authenticity as luxury, and nature as the ultimate designer. In a future where people increasingly value mindfulness, wellness, and meaningful living, these gardens offer a sanctuary that speaks to the soul as much as to the eye. Ultimately, the rustic Mexican garden oasis is more than a trend. It is a philosophy of space and life. It embodies resilience, adaptability, and joy. Its past informs its present, and its present shapes its future. By blending cultural tradition with modern sensibility, by honoring the handmade and the natural, it creates a design language that will continue to inspire generations. Whether in vast courtyards or small urban retreats, this style remains a timeless testament to how architecture and landscape can work together to create beauty, comfort, and harmony with the earth.